by interviewer and author Studs Terkel as he traveled across North America. We combined both the book and a musical version written for television, and we came up with the production you're about to see tonight. We're very proud of what we accomplished. Chippewa graduates contributed to our efforts by designing the set and arranging the music. Among other awards in the Sears Drama Festival, we were awarded we are one of the 4 top productions in Ontario, and that's a pretty big accomplishment. Mr. Terkel says of his book in his introduction, "It is a search for daily meaning as well as daily bread, for recognition as well as cash, for astonishment rather than torpor. In short, a sort of living rather than a Monday through Friday sort of dying. Perhaps immortality, too, is part of the quest. To be remembered was the wish, spoken and unspoken, of the heroes and heroines."
Good morning. At the tone, the time will be 8 a.m. exactly. Beep.
Strictly muscle work. I had between 40 and 50,000 pounds of steel a day. I know that's hard to believe. From 400 pound to 3 and 4 pound pieces. I pick them up, put them down. I pick them up, put them down. I pick them up, I put them down. I don't get excited about my job. I do my work, but I don't say whoopee-doo. How are you going to get excited about pulling steel? How are you going to get excited when you're tired and you want to sit down? You know, it isn't that the average working man is dumb. He's just tired, that's all. You had a kid at work this summer? College boy. Saw a book in my back pocket one time. And he was amazed. He comes up to me, "You read?" I said, "What do you mean?" "I read." He said, "I thought all the dummies around here read the sports pages. What are you doing with a book?" It's the non-recognition by the people that gets to you. I mean, to say a woman is just a housewife is degrading, right? But to say a man is just a laborer, isn't that equally degrading? I don't know what bothers you sometimes. You know, when you're pulling up that steel, someday it's going to be an office building full of hundreds of people. But they're never going to think about you. I think about those people sometimes.
Good morning. At the tone, the time will be 10:17 and 40 seconds. Beep.
Good morning.
Nora, dear, I know you're a bit overloaded, but would you mind getting this done? It's urgent. I need it in 2 weeks.
I can do it in 2 hours. So I just put it on the back burner and produce it on time. When I first came here, I came in early and stayed late. I'd work a project to the wall, get it really done right, and then ask for more. They didn't like that. I was out of line. I was wrecking the curve. Everyone else was rationing his time, playing cards at lunch for 3 hours, sunbathing on the roof. I realized, okay, the road to ruin is doing a good job. The amazing, absurd thing is that when I decided to stop doing a good job, they began to recognize a kind of authority in me. Now I'm just moving ahead like blazes.
We had this one boss. He would walk around, and he wouldn't want to see you idle at all. Anytime they see a woman idle, that really irks them.
Miss Wilson, come into my office.
Yes, Mr. Roberts?
My secretary's out and I need this typed by noon.
But I'm no longer a clerk typist. And you yourself said for me to get it out of my mind. Are you trying to confuse me? Well, anyway, this is script. I can't read script.
I'll read it.
Okay, you read it and I'll write it out.
Gentlemen, this report will elucidate.
There's his hand going all over the script. He doesn't know what he's reading. I can tell. He just wants to see me busy.
Furthermore...
No! I can only do 1 sheet at a time. Now, I'll go over and type this up for you, okay? So what I did was, I would type a paragraph or 2, and then wait 5 or 10 minutes. I made sure I made all the mistakes I could. You know what's amazing? When you want to make mistakes, you really can't. One of the girls came over and said,
Hey, Diane, you're going off the line.
"Oh, be quiet. Just go away." I know what I'm doing. So I fixed it up real quick. I mean, after all, he told me himself that I was no longer a clerk typist. Here's the first sheet, Mr. Roberts. I'm sorry I didn't have time to proofread it. It made me nervous to have it done by a certain time. I had deliberately misspelled some words. So he got the dictionary and looked them up for me.
Miss Wilson, the number 8 does not appear in the word elucidate.
Sorry. So I took it back, crossed out the words, and squeezed the new ones in. 12:30 comes and the work looks just awful. I've never seen anything so horrible in my life. I decided to write him a little note. Dear Mr. Roberts, you've been so much help. You proofread, you look up words for your secretary. It must be marvelous working for you. Please, call on me again. And you know, I never heard from him.
It's not just the assembly line worker whose job is too small for a spirit. A job like mine, if you really put all your spirit into it, you'd sabotage immediately. Jobs aren't big enough for people. I've noticed when you ask someone who they are, they define themselves by their job. I'm a carpenter. I'm a teacher. I'm a secretary. When someone asks me who I am, I say I'm Nora Watson. And at certain points in time, I do things for a living.
You know what I wanted to do all my life? I wanted to play the piano. Yeah, that's right. I used to write songs and things when I was a kid. About my life growing up. Mama and Grandma. all beautiful daughter now, and I got plans for her. So some mornings I leave my house and I go and scrub somebody else's. Then I come here and it's scrubbing again. For generations, that's all we've done. Scrubbing. My grandma, my mama, and me. But my daughter, she ain't gonna do no domestic work. I aim to be the end of that particular line. Mama worked just like mama before her. Domestic working was a trade. She was day in, day out, no name paid. We all pick it up, throw it out off his face. One day soon, this is all gonna change. My family's rolling out of here. No more days with a minimum wage is anything that we can get. Even women without faces, coming and going on a first name basis. Nobody would know, and after too many years, I don't wanna be in one more laundry room. I don't wanna pick up not another broom. One of these days, I just wanna sleep I got a daughter with her head on her shoulders, pretty as a picture too. And you'll never see her down on her knees unless she's picking me up too. No more pleading with without faces. No more coming and going. She's on a Miss Last Name basis. She's the first in the family. She's gonna have a face that you see. She ain't gonna be stuck inside no laundry rooms. And when she's sweeping, she'll be pushing her own broom. As long as she can get up singing her own tune. A day like every day can't come too soon. Yeah! The time will be 1 o'clock exactly. Beep.
I'm the president and chief executive of this corporation. I have a lavish office, 2 secretaries, a private dining room with a private chef. I couldn't be more secure, right? I don't know of any situation in the corporate world where an executive is sure of his job from moment to moment. We put on a front. Nothing can happen to me. I'm too important. But the fear is there. You can smell it. So I sit in my office and eat Gelusil by the minute. We hired this one vice president. He was with us about 6 months, and he was totally inadequate. I called him into the office and told him he was through. Gave him a nice severance pay. He broke down and cried. What did I do wrong? Please, don't do this to me. My daughter's getting married next month. How am I going to face people? He cried and cried and cried, but we couldn't keep him on. We had to let him go. Sometimes the power and the status begin to seem empty. Sometimes you have a feeling of little boys playing in a business. You have a feeling, oh God, it must be very difficult. Removed from that status position, suddenly nobody ever calls. That is, I don't want to get into that.
I was a skinny, ratty kid with a terrible case of asthma. I could move pretty well, but I never really looked like much. I could play the game. If you can play the game, you're recognized. I was good almost from the beginning. The game became a passion with me. I was looking to be somebody, and the game was my way. It was my life.
The
The program is a kind of a stage. It's exciting. I can remember games of 20,000 people, and the place just going crazy with sound, action, color. The enormous energy the crowd produces, all coming in on the ice, all focusing in on you. It's kind of hard to resist that. But being a physical man in the modern world has become obsolete. The machines have taken the place of that. Oh, we work in offices, we fight rules and corporations, but we hardly ever hit anybody. Oh, not that hitting anybody ever was a solution, but to survive in a world at one time, man had to stand up and fight. Fight the land, fight the weather, fight the rocks. I think there's a real desire for a man to do that. I still like to skate. One day last year on a cold, clear afternoon, I saw this huge sheet of ice out in the street. Damn, if I didn't drive out there and put on my skates, took off my camel hair coat, and I flew. I was free as a bird, and was I happy. Oh, that goes back to when I was a kid. I'll do that until I die, I hope. Oh, was I free.
I've seen a great many changes since I began teaching in 1947. January 6th, 1947. My classroom was always a showcase. In those days we did it ourselves, with colorful pictures and charts on the wall. A snowman in winter, a pumpkin in fall, and oh my surprise, very neat little piles on the shelf. I made a big thing about spelling, what they learned by the time I got through. They copied the words till they knew them by heart. 10 times for the dumb ones and twice for the smart. And gold stars were given to those who made sentences too. But kids don't know how to behave anymore. Ask them to rise and they'll ask you what for. They write on the walls and they sit on the floor. It's called informality now. The way I've been teaching for 34 years is no longer effective, or so it appears. Well, damn it, it worked for me then, so what's wrong with it now? They say I'm supposed to keep up with the times, but nobody ever tells me There's one little girl I remember from all my years of teaching. My favorite, Pam. She was special. She was never any trouble. I see her every once in a while. She works at the Dominion supermarket. She gives no trouble today either. She has the same smile for everyone. I don't have to look for keys on my register. Mine have been. Number 9 is my big middle finger. Thumb is number 1, 2, 3, and up. I use the 3 fingers on my right hand. My left hand is on the grocery store. I got my hips pushing on the button and it rolls around on the counter. I'm just moving. The hips, the hands, and the register. you my full, undivided attention. You rush, you get nothing.
You enter the store and the music starts playing. Everything looks pretty. Everything's fresh and nice. Now we're in a back room, it stinks and there's people yelling at each other. They play music over the loudspeakers, so you relax while you shop. They're playing Guantanamera, the Cuban Revolution song. Nobody pays any attention to the music they're playing. They just go shopping, hate their kids, bitch at the high prices they have to pay for this nicely boxed and wrapped produce. I mean, look at this head of lettuce. What about the guy who grew it? Or picked it? Yes, ma'am, we'll take it right out to your car.
Moi, je travaillais sur une ferme dès que j'avais 8 ans. Je m'en souviens de quand on est arrivé à Ontario. Merde, il faisait froid et puis tout ce qu'on avait, c'était un petit drap pour nous 4 enfants. Alors, ce que moi j'ai fait, c'est de voler la belle couverture de laine du propriétaire. Quand nous étions sous ça, sapristi en était un petit oiseau. Quelqu'un m'a vu. Et puis le lendemain, le propriétaire est venu parler à maman. Il lui a dit qu'il nous laisserait aller si nous en retournions la couverture. Stérilisée. Alors, maman et moi, nous avions descendu au bord de la rivière. Nous avions lavé cette sacrée couverture et puis elle l'a repassée, elle l'a retournée au chef. Mon Dieu, je me suis fait sacrer à la volée cette fois-là. Je m'en souviens encore. Après la mort de mon père, ma mère allait dans sa petite mansarde et nous allions dans la nôtre. On se chicanait, puis ensuite j'allais la voir. Et elle pleurait. Quand je lui demandais pourquoi, elle me disait seulement un meilleur jour viendra, mais le soleil n'a jamais éclairé ses jours.
When will the night ever end? Living our lives around this our bed. And as hard as we tried,
La
the
nuit
dawn never comes.
Well, you could have said something rather than just running up behind me and yelling, "Gas man!"
Sorry.
It's down there.
You gotta make some kind of excitement for yourself, you know? I can read a gas meter from 20, 30 feet away. 2652. Hey, give me out! 265. Woo! Where is he? Where is he? Well, I've been bitten once already by a Doberman. That's the biggest part of a dog's day when the gas man comes. I usually just kick him down the stairs or spray him with my mace. And it's a big topic of discussion for us as dogs. And women. When you got a real sweetheart on your list, it kind of brightens up your day, you know? Got a code we put in the book here. For the Q. Stands for cutie. You see a real sweetheart. Laying there in a two-piece bathing suit. She'll be laying on her stomach, right? And she'll probably have her tops drop on you. Now, if you go there, and you scare her good enough, and she'll jump up. Now, to scare them where they jump up, it takes time. Kind of gives you something to do, you know? Kind of brightens up your day. Yes, man!
Oh. fathers to 5 people. All I am is just a housewife, nothing special, nothing great. What I do is kind of boring. If you'd rather, it can wait. All I am is someone's mother. All I am is someone's wife. All of which seems unimportant. All it is just my life. Laundry, wash the dishes, shop for groceries, clean the house again. Keep the shrimps fed, pick the things out, use your patience. Count to 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't mean to complain at all, but they make you feel like you're 2 feet tall when you're just a wife. Nowadays, all the magazines make a bunch of beans out of family life. You're a whiz if you go to work, but you're just a jerk if you say you won't. Women's lips say they think it's fine if the choice is mine, but you know they don't. What I choose to do, may be dumb to you, but it's not to me. Is it dumb that they need me there? Is it dumb to care? 'Cause I do, you see. And I mean, did you ever think, really stop and think what a job it was? Doing all the things that a housewife does. I am is just a housewife. What I do is kind of dumb.
I wasn't about to become a housewife like my mother and sisters. I think I've always known I wanted more out of life. I was 15, going on 16. I was sitting in a coffee shop and a friend of mine came by. She said, "Hurry up, I've got a cab waiting. You can make $50 in 20 minutes." We went to a penthouse. The guy up there was quite well known. It was a tremendous kick. I mean, there I was, doing nothing, feeling nothing. And in 20 minutes, I was going to walk out with $50 in my back pocket. Looking back on it now, I wonder why I was so quick to run out of that coffee shop and turn a trick. It wasn't traumatic. My training had been on how to be a hustler anyway. Just as a woman, we're taught how to hustle. What I do is no different from what 99% of Canadian women are taught to do. I take the money from under the lamp instead of in arpege. What would I do with 150 bottles of arpege a week? It's a marketplace transaction. Somehow I managed to absorb that when I was quite young. I was a precocious child. Actually, I was very lonely. I didn't experience myself as being attractive. I didn't look like a Pepsi Cola ad. Guys were mostly scared of me. They didn't want to get involved emotionally, but they did want a ball. For a while, I was willing to accept that. It was feeling intimacy, feeling close, feeling warm. You become your job. I've become a hustler. Even when I'm not hustling, I'm a hustler. What you do is what you are. I don't think it's terribly different from somebody who works on an assembly line for 40 hours a week and comes home cut off. No. Dehumanized. People are
my fingers.
Put the blanket on.
Naturally, my shoulder balancing in that wet piece. The hose will sometimes leak and spray back on you. The hydraulic presses leak, so you're always slipping on oil. You have the chance of being hurt every time that hot dye hits the wet felt. You're just engulfed in a cloud of steam every 40 seconds. The tanks run 24 hours, and I work 8 straight hours. 2 10-minute breaks, and a 20-minute break for lunch. I find it difficult to eat my lunch in that length of time. 40 seconds.
It's my life has been wasted, and I have been a fool to let this manufacturer use my money for a tool. I get to ride home in the evening, staring at my hands, carrying by my sorrow that young girl ought to stand a better chance. And may I work this mill just as long as I am able, and never meet the man whose name is on the label. It's me and my machine for the rest of the morning, for the rest of the afternoon, for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, the rest of my life, feed my machine for the rest of my life.
You wish you didn't have to work in a factory, but when it's all you know how to do, that's what you do.
There's smoke pouring out all over the goddamn building. The whole room's freaking orange and yellow. The captain and another guy got a ladder up to the top room and saved 2 people. There's a guy trying to get out of the basement. There's a bolt in the door. He was burnt dead. What's the matter?
We lost a guy.
Look, you saved 2 people. How are you supposed to know it was a guy sleeping on the pool table?
Yeah, but we lost a guy.
I always wanted to be a fireman. A lot of guys want to be firemen, it's like kids. Everybody's still a kid. Guys 40 years old, they're still kids. They just lose their hair and they don't fool around that much. You know, I used to be a cop. You know why I switched to a fireman? I liked people. Sometimes when I was a cop, I feel this hate coming into me. Remember this one time I went to the roof of this housing project. It's a big black guy, about 6'7" at the top. He had his back to me, so I said, "Hey fella, turn around." He said, "Yeah, wait a minute." His elbows were moving around his belt. I said, "Turn around a minute." It dawned on me that a gun caught his belt and he was trying to get it out. I said, "Jesus Christ!" So I took out my own gun. I said, "You bastard, I'm gonna shoot." He threw his hands up against the wall. He had been trying to zip up his fly. And there was a girl over in the corner that I couldn't see. So here's this guy making out with a girl. And a lot of guys would have killed him. I said, "Oh my God, I could have killed you." He started shaking. I started shaking. The gun in my hand was shaking like a bastard. I said, "I must have been crying. Just get the hell out of here." So I took the test for the fire department in '74. And got called up in '76. You know, the world is so screwed up. The country's screwed up. But the firemen, you actually see them produce. You see them put out a fire. You see them come out of burning buildings with babies in their hands. Give a dying man mouth to mouth. You can't get around that crap. It's real. I worked in a bank once. You're looking at paper. You're dealing with numbers. It's not real. At least I can look back and say, I helped put out a fire. I helped save somebody. Show something I did. always wanted to be a fireman.
On the road, there's few other folk around, except for a couple of waitresses, a few good old girls you might kid around with. So we truckers, we fantasize a lot. I mean, you're all alone in your truck, and your only companionship is your own thoughts. You're mighty lonely sitting there for 48 hours. So on my way back from Thunder Bay, got to give my dispatcher a call. And I'll tell you, I'm even glad to talk to him. Hello, Chet. Yeah, this is Hello, Chet. Chet, got phone company.
Operator 448, may I help you?
Yeah, I just got cut off.
What number were you calling?
416-923-5910.
I'm sorry, sir, that number is busy.
What do you mean busy? I was just talking to him. What's wrong with you guys?
I'm sorry you're having trouble, sir. Perhaps the party is trying to reach you. Why don't you hang up, wait 5 minutes, then place your call again?
Sometimes you really want to talk to them if they sound upset. For me, it's a temptation to say, gee, what's the matter?
But you can't say more than, I'm sorry you're having trouble, sir.
If you get caught talking on the line with a customer, that's one mark against you. One man phoned up and said, operator, I'm lonesome. Will you talk to me? All I said was, gee, I'm sorry. I just can't. You can't. I'm a communications person, and I can't communicate. There's only about 7 or 8 phrases you can use, and that's it.
Operator, may I help you?
Operator, may I help you?
Operator, may I help you? What number do you want? Would you repeat that again? Could you
for the first 3 minutes.
And that's all you can say.
Anybody that has done hotel switchboard likes hotel switchboard. It's not lonesome. I mean, you're talking to people. You ask another switchboard operator, and they'll tell you they like it.
It's strange,
Yeah, I
but
get
you get
tired
tired of
of
talking. Your
These
arms
cords
don't
are on
really
heavy
get tired,
weights, and they
your
get
mouth
really heavy
gets
at the end of
tired.
8 hours.
The girls sometimes
The
close.
cords are as close
That's why
together
there's
as
so
your
many
fingers.
colds in the winter.
So you
You're
break
so
your
close.
fingernail.
You go to plug in, your fingernail breaks.
Want to hear a good one? It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and this phone call came in. So I answered. Holiday Inn. We're not Holiday Inn. I was just fooling around. Well, anyway, the boss called me in, and she said, Fran, why did you do it? We know you're a good operator, and we all love you, but we can't figure out why you did it. I said, I just wanted to have some fun.
You know, I always thought of a receptionist as that dumb broad who sat at the front desk taking phone messages. Well, now I'm on, so of course I've changed my opinion. She had to be special, right? Because I thought I was special. Well, I was fine until we had this office party. I'd be having a fairly intelligent conversation with someone, and then they'd ask me what I did. When I tell them I was a receptionist, they'd always make up some kind of excuse and walk away. So, now I make up other names for what I do. Communications control, or servo mechanism. Just a minute. 1 moment, please. You know, there isn't a 10-minute break in my whole day when that phone isn't ringing. I can't think. I can't even read. So I'll do drawings. Things of nature. Never people. I always like to pretend that I'm alone and things are quiet. I call it the land of no phone. I never answer the phone at home.
Operator, may I help
Brought
you?
some fish
Good
and
morning,
garlic.
may I help you?
Sometimes
What
we
number
sit
did
here and
you
we
want?
joke.
Would you repeat
Wouldn't it be
that
great if we could just take a handful of pods and yank them? Oh, we think of it. Oh, we think of it. If we could just pull them, disconnect them and see what happens.
It's something to come across somebody who says, it's a nice day out, operator. How's your day been? Has it been a busy day? You're so thankful for these people. You say, oh yes, it's been an awful day.
Thank
got a year and a half to go. Then my pension time's in.
I'll be eligible to retire in 15 years.
I've only 27 years to go.
12 more years.
17 years.
I just like the experience after so many years. I just like the experience of not having to go.
When I retired, first 2 years I was downhearted. I had nowhere to go and nothing to do. And I gave myself a good going over. Joe always says, you gotta get out and do things. Just keep busy, keep moving, that's the trick. You wake at 10, fold up the bed. You don't want to leave your couch open all day, you know? It's depressing. You cook an egg. You toast some bread. You cook for yourself, you save a bundle. If you don't look after your money, who will? You think about the day ahead. You don't go feeling sorry for yourself. It's like I said, you can sit at home and be mad at the world. You can get out and do things. You take a walk. You meet a chum. This one guy is over by Christie's Biscuits. Boy, you should see the nice aroma. You shoot the bull. You argue some. And maybe he calls up a couple other fellows to come over. Play some poker. You lose a gin until they come. This guy remembers what cards you picked up. The dirty bum. We didn't get beat at gin, sure beats doing nothing. Then there's Saturday. Saturday is different because you go around the block to the tavern. You shoot some pool. You drink some beer. You don't have to drink a lot to have a good time. You have maybe 3 or 4 in an evening. You find a pal. You bend his ear. Oh, you meet a lot of the old crowd there. Sometimes a lot of you sing. The kind of song you never hear. Like Pretty Big. Or Tea for Two. And then you cheer. Last Saturday night, we sang Till We Meet Again. Oh, instead of waltz to that tune. Honest to God. It was at a dance. I was 17. And the girl was like from a magazine. And the lights were low. And I really mean low. I had cut my pants or something like that, you know what I mean? And I kissed her cheek as we waltzed away. I remember that like it's yesterday. But was she surprised? I can hear her say, Joe. They drive you home from round the block. Fold out the bed, you check the lock. You know, when I retired, a lot of my friends said, Joe, you're making a big mistake. You still got your health. But it was too late.
The last hour's the hardest. You're standing with half a line and one eye on the clock.
Afterwards, a lot of guys want to stand around and talk. But me, I just want to get out of here.
If I could have been what I could have been, I could have been something.
Let you out now, a little bar.
If what I could be had been up to me, I could have been something.
Then I got married.
And the kids came
My
along.
dad got sick.
Tower of strength, a center of power, at $10 an hour.
There's always a stumbling block. I was gonna work for a couple of years. Find me a car and head west. Then I met my wife. Had to change my plans.
If I could have done what I could have done, I could have done big things.
With some luck to do what I wanted to, I could have done big things. Swam a few rivers, climbed a few hills, paid all my bills.
Now
Do you want to hear about my job? Well, I don't want to talk about my job. I'll talk about something else, maybe. I mean, you take a piece of work. Even let's say Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. This beautiful work of art. What if Michelangelo had to create the Sistine Chapel 1,000 times a year? Don't you think that would dull even his mind? Or if Da Vinci had to draw his anatomical charts 60, 80, 100 times a day? You see, it's not just the work. Somebody built the pyramids. The pyramids, the CN Tower. These things don't just happen. I'd like to see my imprint on my work. My signature. Even my mistakes. Mine. I'd like to see a building. Say the Toronto Dominion Center. I'd like to see a foot-wide strip, from top to bottom. The names of every bricklayer, every electrician, all the names. So when a guy walked by, you could take his son and say, see, that's my name up there on the 54th floor. I put that steel beam in. Picasso can point to a painting. A writer can point to a book. What can I point to? Everybody should have something to point to.